Hello everybody, this is one of a few vlogs about the energies, insights, predictions coming in for the year of 2025. The first thing that I'm being told this morning is that some fraudulent behaviour will come to light. This is going to be linked to a massive disaster or devastation which is connected to the currency of the world and the general well-being of the markets. Fashions will change, trends will change again. I know they change every year, every month, but the trend of behaviour in people is going to change, particularly. Someone high up is going to go westward or downhill, I'm being told. I'm getting something linked to Chicago and some major developments there linked to a bridge, but I'm also getting the Brooklyn Bridge is going to have some kind of refresh or renewal. There's a pileup or some kind of destruction happening which is linked to the building mechanisms, which I feel it is to do with this bridge, something to do with entering and exiting, and that I'm also getting strong winds. And I'm just getting everything wobbling and becoming a little bit rickety, and it needs to be renewed. This is going to trigger a lot of discussions about buildings and structures, possibly across the world. There's something defining coming from Japan, a new idea which will take effect over the next 5 years. I'm seeing some kind of new technology coming out. It's to do with digital, but I'm getting something to do with alarms, centering, something to do with well-being. This is combining technology with emotional and physical well-being. A sprinkling of happiness will be given to an important family, and there will be an important proclamation, some kind of announcements that is made. I've got a family of six people who are important and are well known, who will open up about a situation, reveal a proclamation, will reveal an announcement, will make an announcement to the world. I'm getting people stepping away, a lot of people stepping down and offering up. It's like they're offering up the crown, they're offering up the leadership. I've got a female in the leadership who is offering some options and solutions to demands made. I'm seeing an angry crowd, a lot of people fighting for, I suppose, their livelihood, for their rights. They're claiming human rights. They're holding up leaflets or tickets or some kind of disclaimers. It's like I'm just seeing a crowd of people and they're holding up and they're waving pieces of paper. This could be some kind of leaflets or some, but this female is standing strong. She's mid-size, quite, I suppose, small in many ways, curlyish, reddish hair, wavy. She has a soft voice, but can make an impact. She's going to be put in a very awkward position where she has to choose between two important and defining factors. One of this is a man, a very powerful man, who I feel like she's got to speak against them, or she's got to stand up to them and go with the majority. And I feel like this is to do with the well-being of the masses rather than the financial implications. And going with the well-being of the masses could create a great crack in some kind of communication or connection, but it will and can be healed over time. and it is necessary for the distancing and the detachment of the waves for things to continue forwards. There's going to be an upgrade coming. I feel this is to do with Microsoft Suite or something to do with computers, and I'm seeing Google changing a lot of terms and conditions around I feel like blogging. This is for security reasons. There's some kind of breach of security coming, and a virus that is going to come up. It begins with C, and it will send a lot of breakdowns in systems and communications. I'm seeing like it looks like it could just trigger a kind of blackout in one area or shut down completely. Someone will work on it, someone will benefit from it, and things will change from there. It's like they're getting a discovery out of it, some kind of technology. There's a microchip or something that is going to be created that can be put into the system and will make things a lot easier. I'm seeing things like energy being rebalanced, redefined, and re-looked at, and things that have been put on the shelf or have been blocked or have caused malfunction will be readdressed. I'm seeing a male speaking out to big crowds, to the millions, and saying we will put this right. We will endeavour to make the changes as we realise it is a necessity for the growth. It's like the growth of the empire, the growth of the world, of the mankind. I keep seeing a bridge falling, something breaking. I'm getting Brooklyn, but I'm also getting like showing what looks like the San Francisco Bridge to me. It's to do with wind power. The freak storms are going to come in thick and fast. There's going to be 6 or 7 next year. So Spirit is saying to make sure that everything is secure in your foundations. That if you have brickwork that needs to be redone, or they're saying it's like cemented, drywall I'm getting, or pointing, that kind of thing. Make sure that don't just overlap things and build on top. Make sure, if necessary, break something down and restore it, as saying before the summer. But there will be something that happens during the summer months that will just be freak. And it's like I can see a man on the Weather Channel going, this has never happened before. This is unknown, this is just unfamiliar, and he's talking via satellite to someone in his studio, and he's saying it's just caused such mass destruction. The water levels are getting higher, and part of the world is going underwater, is being broken down. I can see bits of the world being chipped away, literally, because there's too much weight, there's too much burden, there's too much conflict, and it's like the universe is going, right, let's cause that. And so these strikes of lightning are like the tower moments of massive. Someone who has fought very hard for human rights will at last be heard. I'm seeing a book being written about, it's like a detective series or something, but it's based on a real life criminal and somebody that will have just been, put to death or has passed away after a long time in prison. There's going to be 3 important musical idols who will pass away suddenly. These are linked to the year 76, so were possibly born in 76. There is a new specimen or emergence of a drug that is coming into play from a natural plant which is underwater. It looks like a seaweed plant or something. It's an unusual thing. It's connected to a shell. It looks like it's an odd colour. It's something, and I'm getting somewhere near Australia that it's going to be discovered. Maybe on the coral reef. There's something to do with the reef. And I'm seeing people, underwater divers, and finding these, marine biologists finding these things. It's also something to do with pearls and the reason for pearls. Okay, so I know it's like they found in oyster shells and things, but there is a bigger reason for this. There's something, I'm getting energy coming from pearls. I know we get it from gemstones and crystals, but they're showing this vibration is to do with technology, and it's something that will come into play. It's called like the pearl line, or pearl, you know, like when you bring in fiber or you bring in Wi-Fi, it's like the pearl connection, you know. It's some kind, maybe it's not exactly a pearl, but it's something that is found underwater, a gemstone, or I'm just getting sound, wave sounds, vibrational stuff. I'm also getting something linked to whales and sea life and communication there as well. And somebody's actually going to get a voice come through or be able to translate what a whale is saying. I know we get like, ooh, you know, and all the noises and everything that come through, and people kind of do connect with animals in that way, and, you know, get messages and things, you know, and understand that communication. But I'm seeing it actually translated into a vocal. I know this is done with lots of AI equipment and stuff, but this is real. This is something that's not made up. It's something that is being, it's like an SOS. So it's like a sound wave coming through that, and it's alerting as well. So go back to Moby Dick, go back to that story, and the connection of male with mammal, and there's big information there. I might even have to do just a vlog on that itself, which is important. Don't give up the chances next year. Things that you are doing now will come to fruition. June and July, they will really take off. So keep going. Just do a little bit often each day. So if you're going to write that book, then start by, you know, writing the first sentence and just continue on and make sure you are having fun doing it. Life's lessons will pay off if you have listened correctly. So, okay, I'm just shuffling the cards here. I'm just looking at the tarot reading for, okay. Some fortunes will be brought in by chance, like the discovery of treasure, you know, how suddenly things just come up from nowhere. Missions realised, desires coming to light, true soul callings, that kind of thing. Somebody who is in some kind of a celebrity industry, who has been seen to be, you know, full of like the personality, their image, everything, I feel is going to start fighting for some human rights force. I've actually seen this. I wrote about this morning, and I'm seeing somebody in a dock. Right, so they're in a court and they're trying to change something. They're trying to change something legally. They've got a massive following. This is somebody, I feel like this is to do with genders. It's to do with dress. It's to do with representation. I mean, we're always dealing with this stuff with sexuality and, you know, how we want to be identified. And I think it's to do with that. But this person, this looks like someone who maybe is a cross-dresser or a transvestite. I'm seeing very like bright pink boas, you know, someone who's big maybe on the maybe is on the stage, is a performer, or is in general, you know, this is how they want to be identified. And it's about being accepted in certain industries. So for instance, if you were a policeman, you would wear the uniform. It's like they're fighting to have their own uniform. It's like going to school and saying we want to have a non-uniform day, or we want, you know, we don't have a uniform day or casual day at work. This is bringing into more force that people are accepted. And I'm not talking about furries and all that kind of stuff and identifying as animals, or I think there is something more to that, and people just doing it to challenge the system, although I feel like this is challenging the system and it is making people wake up to what's reality and that things are changing and that we do have free speech, and you know, we shouldn't be putting ourselves into little boxes. So it's great to identify as something different. But when the message from Spirit is saying, identify as you. It doesn't have to have a label. But we should all, if we want to be accepted, we should accept ourselves as we are born. But to work together, then others need to accept that this is the way that is, and that we have that choice, and that uniforms were created so that there was no feeling of hierarchy, or people feeling lesser than someone else. That's why we have uniforms in school, which is fair enough, and it does make it simpler if everyone is just following the same rule. However, when it comes to careers and industry and that, things have been fighting back about race and everything, because people want to be accepted, and it has got extreme. Everything has got out there, and it's just gone a bit crazy, and it's kind of like, well, let's just go as far as we can, we'll just make something up now. I remember a long time ago in politics, we had, it was different, people were giving their their groups different names, and just, I think in where I came from, it was the Monster Raving Loony Party, which and it's, I think I started the unicorn movement, and it was kind of a laugh at the time. But it's all very well creating all these genders, all these names, all these identifications, and that's fine. You can do that, right? It's like you can write a book about it and think, be inspired. But really look at it in fact, is this really who you are, or is this what someone is telling you to do, or is this something you're following so you get a way out? Like, are you actually following a leader when you need to be following your own lead? So that's something that I feel is going to come up in a big way, and this is what I'm seeing in this kind of what I call courtroom drama kind of thing. I feel like there'll be a series made about it. It is going to change something, and I've got 1946 keeps being shouted at me all day that something is going on from there, and I feel like this is all linked to the war changes, just maybe changes in fashion, music. A lot of things were relevant then, and I feel like it's coming back up, but on a larger scale, because now we have the knowledge to do things about it. Now, next year, we have, a lot about identification. I keep being screamed at with that. I've got the name Mary Howell. I don't know if anybody is listening or understands that name. I might have to Google it in a minute. But there's something to do with learnings or messages from this woman, or maybe this person is coming into play. Okay, so I just had a quick look at Google, and I've got Mary Howell was a composer. So maybe that's what I'm picking up on, but there's some significance there. Now, there's a lot of protection, spiritual enlightenment to be had next year. There will be lots of new openings, if that's the kind of development you want to go into, new insight, new things that people will connect with as far as spirit is concerned, and multi-dimensional purposes and insight. Things could change very, very quickly throughout the year. It's like after February, things are going to speed into action very quick. Where you may have felt like you've just been on this really slow treadmill, all of a sudden it's like you're off it, you're in it, you're using it. I feel that there's grieving, letting go of pain is a thing that can be challenging, but it can actually happen a lot quicker than you think. And if you really ignite with it, you connect with it, you acknowledge it and you accept it, it will happen. Things can turn around quickly. There's going to be a lot of important decisions made next year. I've got, again, links to 1976. That's another date that has been coming up for me over and over again. 1800s, changes that happen, new patterns, new relations, new strategies put into place. And again, I'm getting to do with geographical energies, stuff coming from space, satellite connections, things like that have to be changed up, because I feel like we're being warded off or pushed back into the centre to relook at what the campaigns were. Okay, some of the words that I'm using are coming directly from spirit. Getting links to Greece as well. Bringing in new products, new ways forwards. I'm getting something to do with the travel industry. A big announcement being made there to do with hotels. I'm getting racketeering. I don't know what that's got to do with it, but there's new rules and liabilities, public liabilities coming into play as well. This is to do with building up the the economy in Greece. And something is going to be extended, some kind of resort or a new resort is going to be put in place, which is going to be really, really drawing a lot of people. I feel like this is to do with living and the cost of living as well, and bringing in new residents. I know they've done this in Italy and Spain, where they're trying to open up areas and build them up. And this is about connecting with different languages as well, and opening up spaces that have not been workable for a long time. Now, a lot of insight is going to come in, messages are going to come in thick and fast, really sudden changes, which are messages from the universe to make changes. Okay, so this can again be with weather, things collapsing. There's going to be a massive business structure will collapse. There's red in the writing. This has been going for years. I'm just being shown curly C or an O, something co. It's red writing. I'm getting the word Costa. Maybe it is Costa. I don't think it's Costa Coffee because that's not red. Costco. That I think that's got red writing. It's like someone's pulling the plug. Something has been sustained or held up for a long time, but it can't be sustained any longer. New directions are going to come in and people are going to feel more independent. I'm seeing that there's a bigger payout for people that work for themselves, and more grants going to come into play for artistic measures, new displays, new things being graphicalized. I don't know what that is. But people are going to make more decisions to go out on their own because their advantages are being taken away. So they're taking what they know and they're cutting their losses and going off and doing it. There may be a lot of doubt as to whether you have the know-how or maybe you've got enough money. There may be a lot of questions around that. But I do see that there will be some massive payouts coming. Again, an end to some disadvantages for people that have seen this coming, have put themselves out there, have dealt with their fear, have dealt with their value. They will be getting some what I call big inheritances. It's like what is coming to you. Unexpected strength will come in where you least expect it next year. But yeah, be strong with your boundaries. I feel like the mindset is going to be really, really important. People are going to really be working on the mindset. And those that have felt powerless will start to feel powerful. So I hope this has helped you. If you'd like to get a yearly reading with me, then do go to the link in the description box. There are various videos going out as well for different things coming in that will be happening up until the new year and beyond the new year even. Do visit my Facebook group as well, and the link is there. Just go on Facebook and do Value Mentor. We'd like to, you can link with me on the circle and get a free reading. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will speak to you soon.